There are some people in this world who personify excellence. They choose an ideal and then strategically maneuver their lives in order to bring their vision into reality. And today we're going to talk about one of those people. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Killing It with Chris Davis, a channel where the goal is to give you insights and motivation to live a life of excellence. So if that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's go ahead and dive right in. Today I'm going to be starting a series called A Profile in Excellence, where I take a look at people who have demonstrated an ability to crush life and their goals and make their vision into a reality. When it comes to somebody with a dream and a goal, you'll be hard-pressed to find somebody with more achievements than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I've been a huge fan of Arnold basically my entire life. The Terminator came out the year before I was born. He's been a huge movie star since before I could even remember. But it wasn't until my cousin let me borrow Arnold, The Education of a Bodybuilder, that I really got a glimpse of this man's story and had an idea of what somebody with a goal and vision could really look like. So let's start at the beginning. Arnold was born in Austria right after World War II. And as he grew older, he realized that he wanted more than what Austrian society and their circumstances could offer him. Besides, Austria was just a couple of decades after World War II, so most people were just happy to go along to get along. But Arnold had a yearning to be great. One day while he was thumbing through a magazine, he stumbled across this interview with Reg Park. Now, Reg Park was a bodybuilder who parlayed that into an acting career, and he was doing press to promote the film Hercules, which he had just released. That day, something clicked in Arnold's mind. He was like, you know what, that's something that I can do. Message. So here's the key, guys. For you to achieve anything, you must have the ability to believe that you can do it. Not the guy down the road, not the lady on TV, but you, that you can do it. The Bible says, "For without vision my people perish." And if young Arnold had anything, it was a vision. So immediately Arnold starts weight training, day in and day out. He falls in love with the gym. He falls in love with the pain of exercise. He falls in love with the process. Message. All his classmates thought he was crazy. What kind of school kid has this kind of a drive? Most people his age was playing soccer or chasing girls and partying, but Arnold was always in the gym, working out all the time. Arnold talks about how his dad was a little bit concerned because in his room, instead of having women pinned up on his walls, he would have his heroes pinned up there, which just happened to be grown men in Speedos. So needless to say, his family did not understand his goal. They just couldn't wrap their mind around his dream and his vision. His dad wanted him to be a cop like he was and marry some girl named Heidi and just live this very comfortable Austrian traditional lifestyle. But Arnold knew what he wanted to do. He knew that he had to do more because it was inside of him. Once he graduates high school in 1965, he is conscripted into the Army for 1 year. Now, in that year, he does not stop weight training, but on top of his PT and physical training that the Army made him do, he also did weight training and bodybuilding at nighttime and in his spare time, giving himself almost no free time at all. So one thing leads to another, and he hears about this tournament or this competition in Stuttgart, Germany, called Mr. Europe Junior. So he brings this to the brass in the Army and they forbid him to go. They're like, no, you can't go. Weight training was still bodybuilding was still this super small industry, like I said. So they didn't really get it, obviously, and they said, no, he can't go. So what does he do? He takes a little bit of money he has and climbs a wall and goes AWOL, hops on a train and competes in the competition. But here's the great thing though, he wins the competition. He gets the trophy, so he's coming back, he's all glad. And what does he get for a thanks? 7 days in jail. Here's the thing, guys. Authority figures are not going to celebrate somebody who thinks outside of their box or their organization. They're always going to resist that. That's why you have to believe in yourself and chase your goals no matter what anybody else says. So another cool thing is that while he's in jail, the word of what he did spreads across the Army base. And by the time he gets out, he's like a folk hero to all the other recruits, because here's somebody who wouldn't take no for an answer, goes and wins a tournament and gives honor and glory to Austria. So the Army not one to ever miss an opportunity for self-promotion. So what they do is they pull back Arnold's regular Army duties and actually builds him a gym so he can focus more on weight training. That's kind of the power of chasing your dream. The world opens up for you, and it did for Arnold in this instance. Now fast forward, and he's getting just better and better, bigger and bigger, more and more refined, becoming just a better and better bodybuilder. Eventually he goes on to win all these Mr. Universe trophies and becomes a 7-time Mr. Olympia, which is like the top of the food chain in bodybuilding. But Arnold's dream just isn't to become the #1 bodybuilder on the planet. His goal and his dream is to become a movie star. So he moves to America in 1968 at the age of 21. In the beginning, he's not having any luck. Here's this huge guy with a heavy German accent with the last name Schwarzenegger. It's not going well for him. The #1 movie star at that time was Harrison Ford, so he has his work cut out for him, but he doesn't quit. He keeps pushing. In America, he links up with this kind of bodybuilding guru, Joe Weider, and he links up with him, and Joe takes him under his wing and becomes his mentor. So here's the thing, guys, if at all possible, get yourself a mentor, somebody who has been down the road you're trying to go down and has had success, can guide your steps. So Arnold takes his winnings and begins to open up gyms all around the West Coast. He also opens up a masonry business with his good friend Franco Colombo, and then he starts buying and selling some properties as well. On top of running all these businesses, at nighttime he's taking acting classes to work on his acting and his accent to make himself and put himself in position to reach his final goal, which is becoming a leading man and actor in Hollywood. So this is what makes Arnold one of my favorite celebrities ever. Before he ever landed his first acting role, he was already a multi-millionaire. Now of course he did wind up landing that first acting role, which happens to be Hercules, the same film and story that his idol Reg Park was promoting all those years ago. Then Conan the Barbarian, then the Terminator, and then he just starts putting out all these movies, eventually becoming the #1 leading man in Hollywood with ticket sales of over $4 billion worldwide. He achieves his goals, but with much success comes much responsibility. So he begins to invest his time and his money into charities. He is the head of the Special Olympics. He works for Habitat for Humanities, the after school programs. The list of his charities just goes on and on. But of course somebody with that kind of drive and ambition can't just stop once they reach his goals. So what does he do? Arnold becomes the governor of California and wins 2 terms. Arnold is one of those rare people who believes in himself so much and can overcome almost every obstacle. Now say what you want about his politics or his personal life. That's not why I made this video. I made this video because if we can see somebody like him who started where he did with nothing and end where he did, where he achieved all of his goals and crushed all of his dreams, then maybe we can too. So that's it. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger, a profile in excellence. I'm going to be doing these type of videos from time to time. So if you have somebody that you admire, go ahead and drop them in the comments and maybe I'll do a profile on them as well. But that's it. If you like a channel that gives you insights and motivations, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, thank you and let's go kill it.